Thank you, thank you. Good evening and welcome to Behind the Scenes. My name's Al Alvarez, and we're going to be talking about independent film, music, and the crafts and the various industries that revolve around independent film and the people involved as well. I have a very special guest with me this evening. He is a fellow filmmaker and a community partner. Many of us in the film industry here in Tampa Bay and with independent film do a lot of networking with him. He's our friend. I'd like to introduce Ziad Ahmed. Hello, Ziad. We call him Z. He calls himself Z. He's the president and founder of Z International. Z International Pictures?
Productions.
Z International Productions. Why don't you give us a little bit of insight into how that actually came about happening?
Well, like you know, in 1992, I joined the Florida Motion Picture and Television Association.
Right.
Back then, 92, and slowly, year after year, we worked a lot of workshops, and then we met a lot of actors, and we did few little shorts, and then I decided to open a production company.
Okay.
We opened it in '96, and from there, the sky's the limit. We got involved in few productions, and in the past we were helping other big production also that they came in here, like The Out of Hand and Cocoon and.
Cocoon, that's right. It was filmed here.
Yes, and one of them that I get involved is a remake of The French Connection.
Okay.
It was done in the Vinoy in St. Petersburg, Florida. So.
Yeah, the Vinoy is a beautiful location too.
Yes.
Yeah, we had a pre-production meeting there, and we're going to tell you a little bit about that as the show goes on. Now, we have a lot of things that we're going to cover tonight, but I was hoping that we could start out. I know that you have a film called Real Premonition.
Yes.
And you had completed that. When was that completed? And
2008.
In 2008. That's before we had met.
Yes.
Yeah, I think I met. Well, anyway, we've known each other about 3 or 4 years.
Yes, absolutely.
And so that's why I wasn't cast as the leading role in that one. Is that right?
No.
I wasn't even called to the auditions, right? No, but anyway, I've had the pleasure of watching the film, and it's very entertaining. I like the action in it. It's well shot and well cast. So why don't you tell us a little bit about how that story came together, since you wrote it, directed, and produced it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Well, the first, we had a nice group of people that used to hang around the Florida Motion Picture and Television Association. Then we picked up a few of them, and we created a program for, like, they have to go through that program for 6 months, learning, acting, whatever it is, you know. Then after 6 months, I felt like everybody's ready for a film. Then we got our heavy equipment and we shot the film. The film was shot like in about 32 days.
Wow.
It was not that. Yes, it was the 28 days were here in the United States, but the other days we were in Morocco. We shot in Morocco also. So it was a little challenging because our funding was not that big. But we got it done.
Yeah. So that's where you're from originally, right? Or
yes.
Your family's from Morocco?
Yes, from Morocco, yes.
So did you get, I understand that some of the cast, and obviously some of the cast went with you because you had to do some of the shooting there.
Yes, absolutely.
So I know that our good friend Mike Wytrack was part of the production.
Yes, Mike Wytrack and Dave Barrett, Mike Burnett, and all these people went there to Morocco. Yes, and we had a blast.
Did they all go to your mom's house for dinner?
Absolutely. Yes.
I love it.
One of the days it was there.
It doesn't get better than that, huh?
Yes, absolutely.
So you wrote it, directed, and produced it.
Yes, and acted in it too.
How is it for an independent filmmaker to wear all those hats? Did you have like maybe a assistant producer, assistant director? I mean,
the thing when we started the project, you know, I hired almost like about 2 or 3 directors actually, because I wanted to just act and not direct, because acting and directing is really a tough thing to do, and but I experienced some little backup because they were not didn't know exactly what
What your vision was?
Yes,
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah.
And I did the first one, the second, and after the third one, I said to myself, well, I'm gonna have to do it myself. and when I directed, and when I'm acting, I have to sometimes I have to cut in the middle of the scene because people were wondering why did you cut? Because my character, I went out of the character and started becoming a director in the middle of the set.
Right.
So it was challenging, but we did it. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I mean, wearing all the hats like that has to be. I'll tell you what, why don't we go ahead and take a look at the trailer for the film, Royal Premonition, which is in distribution in UK right now.
Yes.
Okay,
absolutely.
fantastic. Let's count this down. 3, 2, 1, and action.
Trapped in a world of murder and deception, escape isn't an option when everyone wants you dead.
I want the man dead before he leaves the country.
Relax, Tony. He'll be done.
There's rumors going around you had something to do with Jack's death.
The guy saw you talking to Mike the other day.
I was just talking to him.
But you're the best I've got, Frank. So don't let the emotions take over.
Hey, Paul. This is my friend Samir. Give him a job.
Doing what?
I want out. I asked you 1,000 times to get the hell out, but you want to stay. You're in. There's no way out. My boss here is unhappy, and I can't work in these conditions.
You get Tony to go for this deal, I'm going to give you half the take.
What he doesn't know is that the euros are counterfeit.
I want a guy who's clean, no record, and no problems.
You're gonna be looking for a long, long time.
I don't think so, Z. I got somebody in mind already.
I got some serious information for Tony, but it's gonna cost him a lot.
I need you to take Z and Matt out for what they did.
Don't you know you're on the wrong side of town?
Finally, what I've been waiting for. Mike and Tony are in the ring.
Keep an eye on Z. He's like a ticking time bomb.
Let the man go. I just hate one day her father finds out, then he'll bury you alive.
Hey, Tony, we got him. Looks like we're right on time.
This punk is blind. I lost $3 million. I'm gonna cut him piece by piece till I find out what happened.
Z, let's do this.
Coming soon.
Hey, we finally got Mike and Tony. Get them in the ring.
Yeah.
I like that.
That's Dave the Dwarf.
Dave the
from
Dwarf.
93.3.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
a very good guy. Very
yeah,
good.
he's a good actor. I like the way he acted in it as well. I saw some very familiar faces. So that was great, man. I mean, congratulations on that.
Thank you.
I know that you have another film coming up, and you're going to be casting and directing it.
Yes.
In the very near future.
Yeah, absolutely.
We talked the other day, and it's probably going to be
Escape.
like around May.
Yes, Scapegoats.
Scapegoats, okay.
Yes.
And that is another action adventure.
Yes.
Okay, of course,
yes.
because you're
A
an
little
action kind of
comedy,
guy.
little comedy.
Yeah.
And it's action also.
Oh, yeah, well, you gotta have
you
a-
get to flavor it a little
Yeah,
bit.
you got to have a little soupy sales in there somewhere. You know what I mean? Well, listen, we have a lot of interesting events going on around Tampa Bay. As we usually do. It's just a beautiful place. I mean, we've got in the mid-70s today. The skies are clear. We got a little breeze going. Not that it's like that all year, but we have that today. I was at the Gasparilla International Film Festival yesterday afternoon with a videographer, and I was very fortunate to get some great interviews. I also took a couple of photographs. I have some photographs. Mine, I just don't have access to them right now. So our good friend Anjani Pandey allowed me to show 4 of his, and then I've got a couple with some familiar faces on the walkway that you're going to see as well. So why don't we go ahead and let's go ahead and show that if you will. Okay, this is outside the beautiful Tampa Theater. It's one of the oldest theaters in Florida, and it's just so ornate. This is Barbara Wilcox and Anjani Pandey. On the right, that's in front of the Gasparilla Film. This is inside, of course, a kind of a crowd scene inside the Tampa Theater. And I just thought this was a very interesting shot that Anjani had as well, so I thought I'd go ahead and show you that. Gasparilla International Film Festival. Now, this is myself, and I'm with Rita Mearson. She actually produced There's Always Woodstock. She's also an actor, and she produced that particular film that was debuting last night. And the next shot that we have is with Jason Ritter. Jason Ritter is one of the stars in the film There's Always Woodstock, and he was on the red carpet as well, so I was fortunate enough to have a few words with him, and there you are. So, these festivals are always a lot of fun. We've got some other festivals coming up in the very near future. We have the Gasparilla Film Festival coming up, and I've got some notes on here. I'm trying to find them. Yeah, we've got Gasparilla started yesterday. It's going to go for 4 days. The Sunscreen Film Festival is in St. Pete on May the 1st, and we'll go through the 4th. They also have a film festival, Sunscreen does, in Los Angeles. This will be the second year. That's October 10th through 12th. And then the Florida Film Industry Expo kicks off on August the 2nd. That is actually produced by Ian Stevens and Matt Ayotte from 1-2 Punch Productions, who are good friends of ours, and we also network a lot with them also, and they're a great crew. So if anyone from out of state needs some contacts here in Florida, we know the people. We can put together locations, whatever you need, okay? So please get a hold of us. And you can always find us, and please like us at Facebook.com/BehindPodcast. That's Facebook.com/BehindPodcast. And that's the behind the scenes Facebook page. Okay, real good. Let's see. So we talked about special events. We have something that's coming up that's very personal to us. It's called the Talkies. And I'd like to read this verbatim, if I may. There are a few things I like doing that just because this is actually a portion of a press release, and I think it's very important to get this kind of information absolutely accurate. And now this is an annual celebration. I'll give you a synopsis first. It's an annual celebration of online show hosts, whether they're radio podcast or online TV hosts, the various shows. This is kind of a national awards ceremony. It's going to go international. This is going to be one of the most talked about award ceremonies in the country here over the next few years. So let me go ahead and read this. A red carpet, black tie, formal, regional, and annual affair. It comes on April 4th, 2014. You can get the information at www.thetalkieawards.com. The International Broadcasting Organization, the Board of Directors, with the support of sponsors, present the Regional and Annual Talkie Awards. This award ceremony serves to highlight online talk radio, talk TV, and podcasters around the world. The Annual Talkie Awards will grow to become the most prestigious, I can do it, prestigious awards in the nation to achieve the online talking broadcasters. So this is something that we really look at. You can contact the station here. You can go to thetalkieawards.com to purchase your tickets. It's going to be on the 4th. It's going to be black tie. We'll be there in our tuxedos. They're going to have entertainment. They've got some Nashville artists coming in, and we've got we're all actors. We're all entertainers, so we're all going to have a good time. Chris Wiles, who is our production tech out there, I'm sure he'll be part of running the production, and I'll bet he looks great in a tuxedo. Right? All right. Now, Chris, are you married?
No, actually, I'm not.
No, he's not married. So you're single. You're single and you're available, correct?
I'm single, but
all right. Chris is tall. He's good looking. Pretty good guy. So. Hey, ladies, get dressed up and come out to Talkie Awards, okay? Now, I'll tell you, we are kind of running a little late on schedule, and I personally apologize for that. We had a lot to talk about, and we still do, so I'm kind of rambling through it. But, Z, I want to get back to talking to you about this Scapegoats that's coming out. Okay,
absolutely.
Now, where'd the inspiration for the story come from?
Scapegoats is this story. It's... to be honest with you, when you start writing a story, you start first with a little action flick, and then next thing you know, it grows to a completely conspiracy theory, and that's what it is. It's not based on a true story, but we see a lot of it out there. Yeah. So Scapegoats is with an S at the end. It's everybody in that film Actually, at the end of the movie, everybody is going to think that everyone has a scapegoat somewhere. And
So a lot of twists and turns, huh?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And we have a rabbi and a Muslim in it. And
Okay.
just picture that trying to resolve that puzzle. So we're going to have a lot of fun with that.
That's great.
We're gonna have a
That's
lot of
great.
fun.
Well, I'm looking forward to going out for the audition.
And don't forget the short film that we did, the lesson also.
Oh, that's right.
Had a really a good response, and
Yep.
it may turn into a feature too.
Yeah, a couple of years ago, we actually, through the FMPTA, we actually had a
Last year.
screenwriters. Last
Oh,
year,
yeah, last
it was
year.
a screenwriters contest that turned into some shorts that we produced. One of them
Lesson.
was written by James Labuddy, our very good friend, called The Lessons, and Z directed it. I acted in it. Well, we had Jeremy Thomas and
Amber Ling.
Amber Nicole.
Amber
Lynn Nicole. Yeah, and they won.
Best,
Crystal Reel
actor-
Award for Best Actor and Best Actress. So this is the kind of director that we're talking to. We really are looking forward to that. Actually, I've already been cast in The Scapegoats. I'm going to be a
chief of police.
chief of police.
He
I'm
looked
trying
like a
to
chief
get
of police.
chief of detectives here, you know? Yeah. Okay. Anyway, so that's going to be a lot of fun, and we're excited that that's going to be happening in our area also. I'd like to send a shout out to some very good friends that we interact on Facebook. They're also in the business. Mr. Ray Anthony Martinez is a good friend. He's also one of our fellow members from the Sunscreen Film Society.
yeah.
And I'd like to say hello to him. He was nice enough to come on to the our Facebook page at Behind Podcast.
Podcast,
Yeah,
right, yeah.
Facebook.com/Behind Podcast. Also, Thaddeus Ignacio. Thaddeus is a young actor. He's out of the Lakeland area. He's a good-looking kid. He's doing a lot of good things, and he's really paying attention to where his career is going, and we wish him all the best. Miss Carolyn Cosby Phillips, also nice to meet you on Facebook. So from time to time, if you chime in, we'll go ahead and give you a shout-out and recognize you. I actually have looked into what you're doing in your careers, and as we network with other people, it's the best way to network, you know. So I will mention you should a need for your particular talents come up. Okay, so that's a great way to that Facebook can help us all. Also, I was out on the red carpet last night at Gasparilla Film Festival at the Tampa Theater, and I happened to run into my agent and manager. His name is Keith Schwabinger. Keith he and his wife own Alexa Model and Talent Management here in Tampa Bay. And they're a fantastic group of people that I can't get to half of the auditions that they send to me. He was there with a lovely young lady. Her name is Leia Dinesco, and I had a moment to speak with the two of them. We did an online, a video interview. Keith's always very, very generous with his talent, and so he was showing her around, introducing her to people, and she was just a very well-spoken, lovely young model / actress. So she's up and coming. So folks, keep your eye out for her. You could probably find her on Facebook. Her name is Leia Dinesco with a D, Dinesco, okay? Okay, real good. We talked about the Talkie Awards. I'm really excited about that happening. That's also happening right here at the Tampa Picture Show. That's PITCHUR. And they're a community partner as well. Mm-hmm. You know, they're really friendly about playing independent films. They have live acts there, comedians, things of that nature. Yeah. They almost have some evenings on a Friday or Saturday after 10 that are like vaudevillian.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah.
So that makes
a lot of fun.
That makes it a lot of fun.
Absolutely.
A lot of fun. Now, have you seen any independent films that really impressed you in the last maybe 6 months to a year?
I've seen a couple of them. One of them, actually, both of them, they were foreigner films overseas. And they were amazing how they're filmed and how they're telling a story in about 15 minutes. Right. You can get out after that 15 minutes and you have an idea about what the writer wants to say. Yeah. And there is a lot of talents out there, especially this year on the Sunscreen Film Festival. Mm-hmm. They're having almost 500 entries of films. So
in all genres, from shorts to documentaries to you name it. Sure.
Yes, it's this year turned out to be a really good, and a lot of people are doing a lot of films. So it's good.
Yeah.
You know, it's a good sign.
That's fantastic. And again, Sunscreen Film Festival is going to be kicking off in St. Pete on May the 1st through the 4th, and then in Los Angeles. This is going to be their second year in Los Angeles from October 10th through the 12th. The 12th is my sister Kathy's birthday. Anyway.
Nice.
Hey, so I'll be having a birthday next week, so happy birthday, everyone. Okay? Real good. Now, we've been talking about your film, Scapegoats, and I know that we don't have a trailer or anything for that, but we're going to be working on that soon,
Absolutely.
correct?
Yes.
And
Yes.
I get to help with that, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, good.
Absolutely.
So, yeah. So I've got my fingers in a couple of pies here. I like that. But you're a good guy to work with, so,
Yeah.
and we're friends. We're friends, you know,
good.
so that's the most important thing. What I'd like to do, I went on YouTube and I wanted to see the reel because you were going to
Yes.
supply us with it anyway,
Yes.
and I knew it was on YouTube. And then I saw there was a director's
Cut.
Cut.
Yeah, yes.
and
it's
I thought
really cool.
I
Yeah.
watched that, and although it's just like a music bed,
Yeah.
it's really cut and put together
Really
very
nice.
well.
It's almost like about close to 3 minutes.
Oh, that's
you know,
cool.
That's
though.
nice.
Yeah. So why
Very
don't we
nice.
go ahead and show that now? Can we go ahead and okay? So Chris is going to count us down. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. And that's a cut. That was awesome. Actually, that alone could be like an unspoken trailer for a
Yes,
film.
absolutely.
So that was great,
It's
man.
really nice.
I love it. That's fantastic. All right. Well, listen, we have covered most everything that I had on my agenda today. Do you have anything else coming up in the near future that you'd like to talk about?
Well, we are working on also on a short that is going to be coming in also about in a couple months.
Okay.
The Guided. This is the title. Guided.
Guided. Okay.
It's basically it's a military thing. You know, it's soldiers that they got lost in the jungle for like 15 minutes, and we're gonna see what they're saying and what they're talking about.
So, is there a casting call? Is it cast? Is it?
No, it's going to be a casting call.
Okay, great. So keep your eye on Z International Films. Okay. Let's see. I have some news that I wish I didn't, but I'd like to go into that now, and then we're going to kind of wrap things up. Well, first of all, let me tell you that there's another show host here. There are quite a few great shows here at Talkwatch Studios, and Mama J is on twice a day. Mama J is on twice a day, and she happens to have a show going on right now. We started our shows the same time in the evenings at 7 p.m., and she actually has a young lady over there by the name of Maria Gaudet, and Maria is Miss Showbiz United States. So you may want to check out the archives for Mama J's show. You just go to talkwadstudios.com. You scroll through the shows, just scroll down through the shows, and you'll come across Mama J's show. And you just click on the various prompts, and it'll tell you which show it is. So it's going to be the last show in her run. This is show number 8, by the way, and they stick me way down at the bottom with film and entertainment. But that's okay. They save the best for last. Okay, I'd like to talk to you about a man, a myth, a legend, and I'm not kidding. His name is Joe Lala. And Joe has recently passed, and we had the opportunity to know each other briefly. I met Joe through a mutual friend by the name of Jim Mason. Jim Mason came up in the Village days, the Greenwich Village days, when Bob Dylan and all those guys were there. He co-wrote with Noel Paul Stick and Peter, Paul and Mary, and got to know Joe through that type of a crowd. Joe Lala was born and raised right here in Ybor City, and he was with a local band that came out with a number 4 hit. What I'd actually like to do, again, is just go ahead and read from an article that was Tampa Tribune. Guzzo,
yeah.
Paul Guzzo.
Mm-hmm.
Paul Guzzo, who is a writer for them. And I'd like to go ahead and quote from that article. Musician turned actor Joe Lala worked with many big musical acts, including Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young, the Allman Brothers, the Eagles, and the Bee Gees. Joe Lala, regarded as one of the greatest musicians to come out of Tampa for his drum work, a generation of rock's top performers, died at a hospital Tuesday morning at the age of 66, complications of lung cancer. Lala, a Tampa native, performed percussion for such influential acts as Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young, the Allman Brothers, the Eagles, the Bee Gees, the Byrds, Eric Clapton, Neil Diamond, Kenny Rogers, John Mellencamp, and Barbra Streisand. So this was a man who had an astounding career. And road, you know. I mean, that's a man picks his road. So, you know, he accumulated, Paul says, over 32 gold records, 28 platinum albums, and a lot of his music can be found on soundtracks and from Staying Alive to DC Cab. We just want to say that we're very sorry to hear about Joe's passing. We will miss you, my brother, and God bless you and rest in peace, and I guess you're in rock and roll heaven. So from behind the scenes with Armand Al Alvarez and our very good friend Z Ahmed, we'd like to say good evening to you. Please tune in and see us at facebook.com behind podcast and friend us and like us, and we'll like you too. I'd like to say good night. Happy trails. Bye-bye.